Now here at Electrifying, we tend to get comments like this. Any chance of reviewing cars that people can actually afford? Says Simon. Hi Simon, how are you? Now look, it's tricky because actually there's not that many affordable electric cars, but things are about to change over the next 12 months. There are a whole heap of affordable electric cars making its way to the market for people to make the change. Wonderful stuff. Now first off the blocks, or first out of the sea, shall we say, is this. The BYD Dolphin. So we are here in Madrid today to give it its first drive. Lovely stuff. Oh, and by the way, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. So please, show us some love. Now the size of this car is quite interesting because is it a super mini? No. Is it a family hatchback? Not quite. I mean, to look at, you would assume it was a super mini, but it's the wheelbase, which is actually the bit between here and here, is really long. I mean, it's 2,700 millimetres, 2.7 metres, to keep things nice and easy. So on the interior, it feels like a big family hatchback. From the outside, looks like a super mini, which is actually very impressive, isn't it? I mean, the design at the front isn't that exciting. It's all very nice and straightforward. I'm not sure if I like what's going on in here. A lot of plasticky bits around the windshield wipers. But the interesting bit is at the back. Come with me. So there is a full LED light bar, which actually is quite funky around the edges. I'm a fan of these. I think they look quite cool. However, it's the build your dreams bit that I'm just not sure about. I don't want to lay into the brand name because BYD is actually quite cool and it makes me think of the Michael Jackson song PYT, and I've been singing that all day. But build your dreams, I don't know how well that's going to do in Britain. It will do really well in America. Build your dreams. But in Britain, I don't know how well the Brits are going to take it. Let's see. Oh, and rear wiper, love it. Welcome to the interior, which is different, very different. I mean, this has clearly been designed by somebody who doesn't like straight lines at all. There is not a straight line in sight. Curvy, 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 all over the place. Can I also point out, right, the time that I've spent in this car, because the dash is so curvy, weirdly makes the screen look wonky. And I know it's not wonky. I know it's straight. I know I am sat straight. But because everything behind it is all warped and curvy, it makes that look wonky, and that's been bugging me. So I just wanted to point that out and let you know. Yeah, you've probably noticed the colour already, right? I mean, that's when you step up through the models and when you step up through which option that you choose. If you go for the comfort or the design, then you can go for all of this sort of funky colours. I've been trying to discuss with our cameraman Manos as what's the best option here, because we have seen a fully grey one. And I think the grey one is all right and more sort of livable when it comes to your day-to-day. But Manos likes this, he likes the pink and purple. Yeah, he really does. Now, the materials, the materials dotted around, I don't know if they've done this on purpose, but feels like a Dolphin. I don't know if they've planned that or they've just had a really lucky draw with what they've picked. But this feels like a wetsuit, which kind of feels like a Dolphin, right? But every version will come with vegan leather seats, aka plastic, basically. But it's perfectly fine. I mean, the build quality is okay. There are some bits where it starts feeling a bit cheap, which is along here. I don't know how I feel about this. I've been pressing them for a while because they're quite weird buttons to press, because you have to press them downwards. But what if I've got greasy fingers, like I've just had some McNuggets? They're going to be really difficult to press. I'd rather just have some normal buttons. And then you notice the fishy dolphin details, which I know you're going to say a dolphin isn't a fish, it's a mammal. But look, this is shaped like a tail, dolphin tail, and then you've kind of got like fin, fishy sort of vibes up here. It's a weird interior. Storage is all right. I mean, if you go for the design version, then you get like wireless charging and things, but no, this is all just kind of storage in this one. So you've got stuff in there, chuck your phone in there, chuck some things down there. This doesn't lift up, but that's because there's a little gap under there, which is my sunglasses are down there at the moment. Door bins are quite slim, but look, it's okay. It's a really strange interior. It does have a party trick as well, of course it does. See? I I don't know why you would have it like that though, because it's really slim and tall. So I've mostly been keeping it like that. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm really trying to like it, but it's all just a bit much, isn't it? It's a bit much. Very spacious though. Should we have a look in the back? Now this is where the longer wheelbase comes into play, because this is weird, right? From the outside it looks so small, but back here, look at this space. That is set up for my driving position. I've got my legs crossed. I'm 5'6", by the way, just in case you needed to know. The space back here is really impressive. If you go for the design model, by the way, you get a panoramic sunroof as well. So then that will feel even more spacious. Yes, this is big thumbs up from me back here. A couple of charge ports, cup holders, got my bottle of water in there. Yeah, yes. This is good, like this. Boot space isn't that bad actually. You've got 345 litres back here and space underneath here for your charging cables and wellies and things, I guess. Now when the seats are folded down, you've got 1,310 litres of space. That's a pretty decent size. Right, now the question is, what is it like to drive? I mean, that's the reason why we're here, right? Do you know what? It's all right. I mean, I'm not going to shout it from the rooftops how incredible this thing is. I mean, it's designed to have fun. Am I having fun? I've had more fun. But it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's comfortable, it's quite quiet. There's not a horrendous amount of road noise or anything like that. I tell you when it does get noisy, actually. When you slow down, it does a really loud hum. There's no one behind me, I can slow down and show you, right? It's a really loud hum, which I know is for pedestrians, but it's really loud. It's just louder than what we're used to. Do you know what I mean? That has bugged me a little bit. But look, I mean, the steering is fine. It's quite light. I don't feel completely connected to the actual wheels as they're turning. But as you take it round a corner, actually, it's not bad at all. It doesn't roll that much in corners, which I was pleasantly surprised by. But that is because, oh, were we beeping? It does a lot of beeping, I do have to say. I feel like it's quite sensitive for the lane keep assist, which might get quite annoying on British roads, if I'm honest with you. But look, what was I trying to say? I was trying to tell you about the battery. Right, the batteries. If you go, there we go again. If you go for the two entry-level models, which are the Boost or the Active, then you get a 44 kilowatt hour battery. If you step up and you go for this, the Comfort or the Design, you get a 60 kilowatt hour battery and a 150 kilowatt electric motor, which gives you 265 miles. That's not bad, really, is it? You've got 204 brake horsepower. Stop beeping at me. You've got 204 brake horsepower, which gives you a 0 to 62 time of 7 seconds, which is all right. It doesn't feel fast at all. I'm on a bit of a bendy road, so I can't really show you exactly what it's like when I put my foot down. Unless we get round this bend here, I might be able to try it. Put my foot down. It's a little bit disappointing.
When we got back, BYD told us that our car had restricted performance as it needed a software update. And yeah, it did feel a little bit down on power. But Mike from the team has driven a Dolphin with the right settings and said that he had no complaints about the performance. So there you go.
But the battery itself uses BYD's blade design. So it kind of squeezes in as many cells as possible in a smaller space, and it actually makes it stronger than most batteries that are out on the market at the moment, which actually helps with the stiffness, which helps with the cornering. See, that's where I was getting to. The cornering, the stiffness, and the body movement, which there isn't much. Yes, overall it's reasonably nice. Now charging's a bit of a mixed bag. So you've got AC charging at 11 kilowatts, very nice. But when it comes to DC fast charging, 88 kilowatts. And when you think about it, other sort of small Stellantis cars, like the Corsa E or the E208, charges at 100 kilowatts, which makes this a little bit disappointing. However, BYD are claiming that the charge curve, which is basically the speed in which this accepts power, is flat. So then technically this will charge just as quick as other cars with higher peak power. All cars get a heat pump as standard as well, which is very nice, which means you won't be losing too many miles when it comes to the winter months. I have 2 annoyances to tell you about that have annoyed me, so therefore I think it will also annoy you. Number 1, in the sat-nav, to turn the volume up and down, you have to move your finger in the opposite way to what you think you would. So to put the volume down, you move your finger to the right, and to put the volume up, you move your finger to the left, which is silly. And issue number 2 is the indicator sound. Now, you all know how much I love a satisfying indicator sound. I love it, but this is a bit too ticky for my liking. You ready? Included with a beep.
Right, let's get to the pricing, shall we? Because that's probably the most important bit. Well, the BYD Dolphin has a starting price of £25,490. I know, that is cheaper than an MG4 and a lot less than cars like the Astra Electric and the Kia Niro EV. So the top spec design model is just a smidge under £31,000. Yeah, and that includes rear privacy glass, panoramic sunroof, tricolour 17-inch alloys, wireless charging, heated front seats, the bigger battery, the bigger electric motor, all of the things. All versions come with that 12.8-inch rotating screen, electrically adjustable vegan leather seats, and a 360-degree camera. Lovely. It's quite efficient too, you know. I've been getting around 4 miles per kilowatt hour, so no complaints there. The car comes with a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and the battery and drive motor get 8 years. That is flippin' brilliant. Yeah, dolphin pun. Did you really think that I was going to get this far into the video and not do one? I mean, come on.
Interesting car, yeah. Interesting design, yeah. Interesting interior. Interesting prices. Good prices. Am I interested? I don't know. I'm going to go get a drink at the bar. Oh, subscribe. Thanks.